Hey guys, happy Friday. So, of course, I had to get on with you this Friday in order to talk about a weekend coming up that we're either looking forward to celebrating Labor Day weekend, where we get a 3-day weekend off, or it's a period of mourning because summer is officially almost over for us and many people are going back to school, but maybe the beach trips are slowing down, the barbecues are slowing down. I mean, for me personally, the season's not yet over. I'm not ready to give it up, but it is a time where people may feel the need to overindulge at barbecues, at events, because they feel as though it's the last time that it's going to happen. So ultimately, these indulgences, this emotional eating, if we are choosing foods that we absolutely love, we are choosing to nourish our mind and our body. However, a weekend such as this can have health spiralizing effects because we might choose to include a certain food, then use the weekend as an excuse to kind of go off the deep end and cope with feelings of sadness that no more beach season. So that's what I wanted to spend the time talking to you guys today about and give you a few tips as to how to deal with this Labor Day weekend without reversing all of your hard work. Or if you feel this is the time where you finally want to start getting serious about choosing health, this is the perfect video to watch because this is going to give you a few tips where you don't have to sacrifice your experiences and your fun on the weekend. But it's just going to help you focus and center yourself and figure out how you can still keep health in mind. So my first tip is relying on the vegetables. So really making sure you get all those veggies in, because a lot of times we're seeking that crunch. I hear a lot of times people telling me, oh, I just need to crunch something. I need to chew something. Well, guess what? Baby carrots, celery, they will give you that crunch. Chips can ultimately be the devil at these parties because a lot of times we enact in what we call mindless eating, and it's very easy to sit by that that bowl of tortilla chips and just continue to eat, and then all of a sudden the whole bowl is gone, right? So creating mindfulness and awareness, but also sticking to foods that we already know are lower in calories is pretty much a no-brainer. So stick to your veggies. Number 2 is drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated. So when we are constantly carrying around that water bottle, that's an automatic reminder that you are choosing this journey to health. For me, I got this bright pink water bottle that I can never forget about because the thing is so bright it could blind you. But it helps keep me focused because that way I always have in mind, whether it's subconsciously or just so aware that I'm aware of it, I always have that water on hand, so I know that I am choosing health. So keeping hydrated also prevents thirst from becoming a trigger to eat, which is a very common thing for people. They think they're hungry, but in reality, they're thirsty. So making sure you're getting that water in this holiday weekend. A couple of other things. What about just planning simple recipes? Because easily things can turn into 300 calories, which that's the amount of calories that we should be consuming at a meal for some of us. So coming up with easy, healthy recipes, where I was talking to someone this week about brownies, for example. I was coming up with ways to adapt a recipe to make it more health-minded, and the person asked me, well, isn't this sending the wrong message that I'm telling my kids they can eat brownies? And I responded by saying, no, it's sending the exact correct message. We're not looking on creating restrictions. We're looking on creating awareness and mindfulness of what's in that food. And if that brownie has black beans in it and applesauce and things that are going to provide nutrients, fiber, and protein that benefit us and help us feel full and resist cravings and give us nutrients, who cares if it's a brownie? Remember, it's not about the food. It's about, number 1, what is the food composed of, that awareness and mindfulness? And number 2, what are our behaviors towards the food and how we are using it? So number 1, veggies, just to recap. Number 2, physical activity. Number 3, water. Number 4, keep with your routine. Make sure you're still eating regularly throughout the day. Eating every 3 hours will help our metabolisms stay heightened. They will help you use the food for energy instead of telling your body that you have to store it for later. ultimately prevent you from going into starvation mode. So make sure you keep eating so that way your metabolism's heightened. You don't turn an indulgence into an absolute like binge because you're so hungry. Don't let your hunger define you and make you choose things that you wouldn't normally do. So that mindfulness, eating every 3 hours, comes into play just to make sure you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. Don't make it harder for yourself than it has to be. Make sure you continue to stay satisfied throughout the day. Another thing we can do is increasing our physical activity. So for those who are physically active, maybe bump it up a little bit at the gym. Or for those who are not necessarily physically active, what a better time than now to get started because we're surrounded by family. So with that being said, it doesn't mean we have to go to the gym and run on a treadmill like a hamster. Although some of us do like to do that. I do like to do that sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I watch Grey's Anatomy. But not all of us enjoy that. So find the activity that works for you and bump it up this weekend just to compensate for maybe any additional things that you might be consuming, but just to keep your mind in focus. That more positive energy that we get, the better chance we are to follow through with all of our goals and what we worked so hard for. And my final tidbit of this weekend and Labor Day tips is practice mindfulness. So if we indulge, I want you to truly enjoy that food, to taste every bit of it, to experience it, to not feel guilt towards it. Because when we truly experience something and really enjoy it, chances are we're going to eat less because we don't feel guilt associated with it. Our minds are not somewhere else thinking about what we have to do later as we put that food in our mouths. Instead, we are enjoying it. And food is truly about nourishment. And sometimes nourishment comes in the form of a s'more. But once we go past a s'more and we go to a s'more, to a hot dog, to a hamburger, to 5 drinks, to maybe 10 beers, to ice cream, that's when we know there's another trigger present. So I'm not saying to go off the deep end, but I'm saying it's a holiday. Enjoy it. And in a healthy lifestyle comes moderation. And if you need any more tips, I'm here for you. So my name is Michelle Robleski. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist. I work at a private practice. I love it. But on the side, I'm also a fitness instructor. I teach boot camp, I teach Tabata, I teach Zumba. I'm all over the place. And once again, it's just another way for me to help other people help themselves. But I'm also a virtual health coach for a lifestyle change program that is ultimately predictable. So if you come on board with me, results are predictable. You have me as a coach. I can talk you through on the phone, text messages, video chats, but basically I can meet you where you are so I can help you anywhere from the United States. And that's what makes us so exciting because I've been on a mission for forever to help people. And my knowledge and my expertise just keeps growing so I can help people now from anywhere. So I'm looking forward to hearing your responses, maybe your comments to this, and I will see you next week. Happy Labor Day, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye.